Okay, kind of crazy weather today. One second it's pouring rain, the other second it's sunny. Hopefully it stays, I guess, dry for the time being anyways. Haven't done my flight yet. And with that in mind, what did I read today? In terms of drone flight, this was kind of interesting in terms of police officers, I suppose, using a drone. Apparently there was someone trying to run, I suppose, from a crash, and because they used a drone, the guy just gave up. That's what it seemed like anyways. So there was video and all to go with it too. It says a man has been jailed after crashing a stolen car on the A19, narrowly avoiding oncoming vehicles on the opposing carriageway. Liam Ainslie of Wingate was spotted driving the stolen Citroen near Castle Eden at around 8 p.m. on July 3rd last year. The vehicle was displaying false number plates and failed to stop when traffic officers illuminated their blue lights. In his attempt to escape, Ainslie reached speeds of more than 130 miles per hour before losing control when he made a sudden right turn, crossing onto the opposing carriageway and mounting the grass verge at high speed. The vehicle came within inches of two oncoming vehicles. Ainslie fled from the car into a nearby field, but made it only half a kilometer before noticing the police drone, which had been immediately deployed by pursuing officer P.C. Hallman, watching his every move from above. Yeah, again, that was kind of the interesting thing, where it seemed like anyways from his facial expression, he's like, oh, okay, that's it, it's over. Realizing any further attempt to evade capture was pointless, Ainslie surrendered to the drone and gave himself up to officers. Following extensive work by P.C. Johnson and Peter Lee A. Relief, he was charged with multiple driving offenses. Appearing at Durham Crown Court last week, the 35-year-old was found guilty of aggravated vehicle taking, dangerous driving, driving without a license, and driving without insurance, and was given a 12-month prison sentence. A second man in his 20s was also arrested in connection with the incident, but faced no further action. Can you imagine that actually, instead of sending a police officer out in the streets or something like that, where they'll send a drone that will literally do all the arresting and all that? I wouldn't doubt that will happen as well, but it brings up that point too, where so many people are afraid of just seeing a drone in general, even if it's just a recreational person flying it, for example. It makes me wonder, in that case, are you trying to hide something? Are you a criminal? That's what I would wonder anyways. And this was kind of an interesting looking drone per se. How about this one? This one says, another unidentified drone crashes in Kazakhstan. Kazakh First Deputy Foreign Minister Akan Rakumatulin commented on the incident, stating that the Kazakh Foreign Ministry would issue an official statement later. News AC reports, citing Tengri News. He added that details about the drone's origin remain unclear, with investigations ongoing. Another Deputy Foreign Minister, Alibek Kwantrov, confirmed that an investigation was underway to determine the drone's origin and its technical details. Let the competent authorities, the technicians, figure it out, then it will be clear, saying the incident follows the discovery of fragments of a similar unidentified drone in the Zanabek district of the West Kazakhstan region the day before. Police clarified that the drone was found in a remote area far from populated zones. This marks the third incident in western Kazakhstan, following a drone crash in the Takala district in March 18th and another in the village of Wale on February 18th. Now, it makes you wonder, in this case, is it a military drone, for example? I wouldn't doubt that in general. And in terms of things, I suppose, of military drones, how about this one? It looks kind of interesting. It says, tiny Chinese drone conquers Earth's deepest point beyond reach of U.S. Navy. It's one of those things where countries are trying to say, hey, we're more advanced. It says, in the Western Pacific Ocean just east of the island of Guam and a strategic gateway in the second island chain lies the deepest point on Earth, the Mariana Trench. The crushing darkness of this hidden realm, China has unveiled a deep-sea technological marvel, a miniature drone, no larger than a briefcase, engineered to succeed where no other machines can reach, including those of the U.S. Navy. Sounds like they're really trying to emphasize that anyways. Developed by researchers at Beijing's Beihang University, the transformer-like robot harnesses smart metal actuators that convert extreme water pressure into propulsion, enabling it to swim, glide, and crawl across the trench's 10.7 kilometers abyss. Land, sea, and air. I guess they're seeing drones everywhere, huh? And hey, since the sun came out and I saw that duck again today, the one with the band, I thought it'd be a good time to reveal, okay, where did this duck come from? As you guys remember, I just encountered this duck. I saw a band and I tried to capture the actual number and I inputted it into a site. It's part of this USGS organization of sort, and I read your guys' guess in terms of where you thought it came from. One of you said, for example, you thought it came from Seattle. Another one of you mentioned you basically guessed it came from like Mexico. According to this duck came from Alaska. So it is a mallard duck, and according to this, it says it was hatched in 2022 or earlier, and it was from near Palmer, Matanuska, Sustina, Borough, Alaska, USA, if that's how you pronounce it anyways. And in terms of who placed the ban on it, it was this organization, the USDA Aphis Wildlife Services in Alaska, and then they mentioned about, I guess, the person in particular, and I told them specifically where I found it. It was here in Vancouver at around Stanley Park, and then they issued me this, I guess, certificate of sort, as you can see, certificate of appreciation awarded to Alan Yu. And I was wondering, actually, does this actually mean anything overall? Like, what were they doing in terms of a study? It didn't really explain that in general, but from what they wrote here in the message, it says the North American Bird Banding Program. Bird banding is important for studying the movement, survival, and behavior of birds. Over 80 million birds representing over 1,000 bird species have been banded in North America since 1914. Nearly 6.5 million bands have been recovered and reported. It says data from banded birds are used in monitoring populations, setting hunting regulations, restoring endangered species, studying effects of environmental contaminants, and addressing such issues as avian influenza, bird hazards at airports, and crop depredations. Results from banding studies support national and international bird conservation programs such as Partners in Flight, the North American Waterfowl Management Plan, and Wetlands for the Americas. The North American Bird Banding Program is under the general direction of the U.S. Geological Survey and the Canadian Wildlife Service. Cooperators include the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Mexico's National Commission for Knowledge and the Use of Biodiversity, and Secretary of Environment and Natural Resources. And ultimately they say, however, the most important partner in this cooperative venture is you, the person who voluntarily reported a recovered band. Thank you for your help. I know this duck looks really happy anyways with its wife, that's what you want to say. It's an international, I guess, couple here, huh? A duck from Alaska and a Canadian, I guess, female duck. Makes you think too, with all that political tension, tariffs between Canada and the US, here there are these two ducks, or animals in general, they fly across the border and now they have a happy life, huh? Are we gonna stop fighting in general? It just shows you, I guess, sometimes, I guess, the animals have more peace overall, huh? But either way, I just thought that was interesting in terms of where the duck came from. That's the first time I tried something like that anyways. And apparently with these animals that have a band, some of them, they actually offer rewards if you find them. I guess they're more important in terms of whatever type of study they're doing. That is quite a travel though when you think about it, all the way from Alaska to here. Alright, see you guys later.